Thank you so much for allowing us into your house today, wherever you are right now. Remember, there is a hand that is so powerful protecting you. And that very principle is what we base on to call you into a business forum. We are here for day 4. Amazing and wonderful topic, diversification and partnership. Are you thinking about these two words? Is your pens and papers ready? We want to extend a heartfelt kind of greetings to you and want to wish you well for staying tuned with us and calling friends and families. You know, this is for everybody. You know, this is not when you are an Adventist, it's everybody, whenever you are. We are all teamed together to learn together for day 4. And today, we are blessed. We are blessed because, you see, when I think about it, for your absence to be remembered, your presence must be impactful. Yeah, how impactful is your presence? What is the one thing that people will miss about you when you are not around? I'm going to introduce the guests and the person who will take us to classroom today. But before I do that, one of the things that even when I was doing my adjunct lectureship at Gimpa, I hear about the great things he has done on campus. And not only that, the fact that he loves young people and he says, look, I want to be able to give them opportunity to create business. That when I sit back and think about it, I said, this man, not only blessed with wisdom, but the love of touching somebody. And if you do that, when in your absence, your legacy will still continue. So as a businessman over there in your house, whatever profession that you are leading, my question to you is, when it's all said and done, what are you leaving behind? You have a young generation that will come after you, and somebody out there who will say, I wouldn't have been here today. Don't forget the topic, diversification and partnership. So, Wealth Creation Committee is partnering with Hope Television. And then, by extension, we are partnering with the great company, Mckorley, the group CEO, Dr. Daniel Mckorley. Doc, how are you?
Thank you, sir.
So blessed to have you.
Thank you.
It's been a while, though.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And I like the smile. I wish we can even afford to pay you because I know how difficult it is to get you.
No, I mean, I'm always ready to share with the young ones.
I'm happy to hear that. And the fact that you make the time for you to be here, we are blessed and we are touched.
Yeah,
and we are here only to learn.
I'm privileged.
So the students up there are ready.
Thank you.
And before you go into it, anytime I listen to you, you have this kind of belief that, look, pick up a young person with attitude and I'll pay him more. Yeah. And I would love to work with him than a person who have credentials.
Yeah.
That is very important to you as a business person.
Very, very.
Why is it so a key? Why is it so important?
You know, for me, in this generation, our generation, attitude should be everything.
That's right.
I have employed thousands of people, degrees. Those who produce more, supposed to be attitude. And in wealth creation, I'm happy you're doing something about wealth creation. And in wealth creation, 70% of wealth creation is attitude.
That's right. Great.
25% is skill.
Wow.
5% is knowledge.
Wow.
So whatever attitude you put to whatever you're doing, you will surely be successful, no matter what.
Wow. That's a powerful one. And from the beginning of the program, as we did all agree, divine favor plus human effort is the secret of success. You want to succeed, right? But remember, many people are just miles away when they quit. So today, he's going to take us through among the very important topic. He's going to tell us about failures. Have you failed before? Have you failed in relationship? Have you failed in business? Have you really failed on opportunity that you're supposed to excel before? It's time for you to piece and pick yourself together. I'll hand over as we go to classroom together and as we sit with our pens and papers. Remember the number, 055-968-0066. This is the number for you to let your text coming in. And trust me, there's never going to be a better consultancy than now. Doc, we're under your feet.
Thank you,
sir. Hear you.
Thank you.
So go right ahead.
Thank you, Doc. Diversification and partnership. I wouldn't want to bore you so much with lectures, but I'm going to be as practical as I can be.
That's right.
Looking at the audience we have, it's not going to be long talk, but straight to the point for us to pick whatever we have to pick. I'll simplify everything, and we will understand where we stand, what we're doing, where we are going, what to pick, what not to pick. But before I dive into the topic, there is a word called strategy. Strategy is a very strong word. A lot of people don't really understand the word strategy. But when you want to talk about strategy, it's an action designed to achieve a long-term or overall aim. I like using the word aim. Before you strategize to do something, what matters most is the end result. At the end of the day, the result is what matters. Wealth creation actually depends on you. In my wealth creation, I always defy the rule of mathematics. 1 + 1 is never 2. For me, with the topic at hand today, I always say that 1 + 1 is 3. Why am I saying 1 + 1 is 3? We're talking about diversification. Strategy. If you don't have any strategy, why do you diversify? I remember in those days, I had about over 100 fleets going around the whole West African region, moving cargo from one place to another. I sat back quietly. I was receiving cash, good money. But eventually, I ended up with 10 million debt on my neck. Why so? Because I was just doing an activity without a strategy. I was just moving 100 trucks without a strategy. I was so happy moving up and down. And it hit me so bad. Woke up one morning, had $10 million loan, debt hanging on my neck. It was really a burden. But as a fighter, you don't sit. As a fighter, you don't stop. As an entrepreneur, what do? You take risk and move on. Let me tweak the topic a little bit. With word creation, I would not say diversification and partnership. I would say diversification through partnership. Immediately you come up with diversification through partnership, there is no way you can think of diversification strategy without starting anything. Anybody who come out with the word diversification, that means you are doing something already. So what will make you diversify? There are some few reasons why you have to diversify. And as I said from the beginning, an entrepreneur, 1 + 1, a serious entrepreneur, that matter, 1 + 1 is never 2. It becomes 3. Immediately you think of diversification through partnership. Immediately you partner with somebody, you are one, he's another person, the middle become the addition. which helps you to get a number 3. Partnership in our settings never work. And at times never work. Let me use the word at times never work. And in the business cycle, if you've not gotten to certain stage, partnership is very difficult. And if you don't have a strategy to go into that partnership, it never succeeds. Every business has a life cycle. So I came out with this theory. Well, I've never seen it anywhere. I propounded that theory anyway. We have the infant stage of every business. The infant stage is where you are the visionist, you are the cashier, you are the salesman, you are the CEO, you are the messenger, you are the cleaner, you are everything. That is the infant stage. You move from the infant stage. Infant stage, I had been there before. Infant stage is where you move along with your checkbook in your bag. Wherever you get to, you just issue a check, you move on. No proper bookkeeping, but you managing. But you make money. If you are a very serious businessman, entrepreneur, you make money. I'm being very practical with you today because I have walked the talk. I have been there for years. And I started my business as a messenger. I've been in freight forwarding, logistics, supply chain management for 30 years. And I am still there. When you move from the infant stage, you get to the organic stage. Organic stage is where you realize that you are making more than enough. And that is a very dangerous state. But most businesses don't realize that that is the dangerous state. Organic stage is where you realize that you're making money and you realize that you need more capacity. You need to grow. You need to employ. You need to have more than one office. You need to be here. Whilst this one is calling you, that one is calling you, this check is coming in, this expenditure is going out, that's the organic stage. And many entrepreneurs in the organic stage feel like they are superstars. And it's a very dangerous state. I have been there before. And in the organic stage, one dangerous aspect is if you are not careful, you'll be overtrading. That's a very dangerous state. And I got to that state where I have money coming from all over. And a friend will meet me and would ask me, my friend, my brother just finished university, he needs a job. Then I said, come, go and sit here. My wife, brother will come and say, go and sit there. Within a very short time, I realized that I really don't like using this word, but I realized that I have employed idiots, total idiots, sitting all over my company. They didn't go through the process of proper employment. I got to know this when I'm scaling up into the corporate stage. From infant stage, you move to the organic stage. From the organic stage, you move to corporate. And I can tell you today that sustainable businesses really don't need a strong personality. What they need is strong systems and structures. But every business needs a lion. When I mean every business needs a lion, the lion is the one who leads. He's not the smartest though, he's not the fastest, He's not the strongest, but he roars. Every business, every entrepreneur must be there. Sorry, I'm being too practical with you. I have gone through the mill, and I can tell you that you get to a point, you realize that the environment we have, partnership becomes a big issue. I look back, let me tell you one story of partnership whilst we'll dive into diversification. I started a business with a certain man. It's an older man, he's older than me, almost 40 years then. I was the man in the middle of the action. He came to partner with me. When I was young, I was very multitasking, so I could do so many things. I used my money to rent an office. I used my money. I'm saying some of these things in my between infant and organic, whilst you understand how to scale up, where to partner, how to diversify. We are talking about wealth creation. And if you don't go through some of these things, wealth creation becomes very difficult. And if you can understand the principle with the right attitude, with discipline, you can never create wealth without being disciplined. Discipline is everything. And it is discipline that can let you be able to structure wealth. It is very difficult to be disciplined whilst you are the cashier, you are the chief accountant, you are the treasurer, and you are the only signatory to the bank account. It is very disciplined. It is very difficult to be disciplined. You get to a point you realize that all your friends are driving the best of cars. And either your girlfriend, your wife, is telling you we have to change the car. We have to build a new house. We have to do this, we have to do that. But how do you be disciplined to invest, not to use the money that is coming back to build a business? How do you get disciplined with that? This man, I was running all the show. And while the business grew, one day he called me for accounts, like we should sit down and review the business. When we sat down, I realized that about 4 of his children came along. 2 of them are lawyers. And we are partners though, but whilst I was doing the business with him, I spent my weekends to travel outside town. I go to Seshiyuasu, Enchi, Asankrogwa, those areas to buy coffee beans for export to Europe. So I was making extra money. By the end of the day, though we have a written contract, but he thinks I was making too much money. In my business, I really don't use feelings. Because of the audience I am talking to, or to you, I want you to understand what goes on in our local parlance, or our local businesses in Ghana and in the sub-region. These are some of the problems you have if you want to partner, if you have not reached the corporate level, where you can understand your partner, where you can understand certain things. Now, we had a problem and we have to fall apart because of my integrity. In my own business career, in my own business, scaling up, I never joke with my integrity. I can walk away from $1 billion because of my integrity. And this is what I always want to impact into the youth out there. Diversification is a tricky word, and you have to be very careful. Never rush to diversify. We, the young men of today, we want to be rich as at yesterday, so we don't really understand the word diversification. I believe in the word consistency. You have to be consistent in one thing before you think of diversifying. Imagine you are a young man or a young woman who starts your business. Within 2 years, 1 year, you face some few problems, then you want to move into another business. You might have lost years of experience to start another thing. And some of us do that because we see a friend who had just moved from, let's say, doing something to IT and is making money, or somebody moved from somewhere to somewhere and is making some money. You feel that if you also move, it will be better for you. But diversifying in a different scale is a very good thing. Let me scale up a bit to the upper class. I am talking about medium, small scale businesses. Medium scale businesses have their own way of diversifying. We are in a very interesting times in this COVID issue. COVID-19 had awakened us, and it attached many businesses. Right now, the world economy had declined to 2-3%, and it's going to be worse. This happened in 1948, just after the Second World War. And things are going to be worse. And nothing is moving currently. So this is the time you sit and think of diversifying. Some of these things, some of what is going on now is some of our businesses. I'm a serious victim of what is going on right now. At times, you realize that when you get to the corporate level, an executive or corporate decision had to be taken. And when that decision is taken, you look at the advantage, your comparative cost advantage and the superlative cost advantage. And when I follow this word creation, questions that come up, I realize that about 90% of the followers are really trying to put their businesses together. I realize that the audience, much of the audience are in the middle class. Much of the audience are also asking questions that need certain mentoring, certain guidance, and coaching. That is why I'm being very simple in I don't want to lecture. That is why I'm giving you examples of some practical issues that you will face. We have two types of environment when you want to talk about diversification and through partnering. We have the external factors and the internal factors. The external factors, as one of them which just occurred, the world pandemic. You don't have control over the external factors of some of these problems. And that is very crucial. Those ones you cannot control. So you need to sit back and look at the whole environment. And the most important thing, you look at your strength. In business, one of the first principles in business, never touch what you cannot manage. And if you want to be very successful in business, you get what you inspect. You never get what you expect, especially in this our environment. Let me repeat that again. You get what you inspect. You never get what you expect. If you joke, your business will collapse. That is why, as an entrepreneur, make that your number one rule. That you always make sure you follow up. You always make sure that you minimize the hits in business. The external environment in this COVID, you can see a lot of business can't survive in time of troubles. So if now you want to partner with somebody through diversification, you want to divest from what you are doing, what do you pick? How do you pick? What are the factors that will let you know that, look, I'm going to do the right thing or the wrong thing? But there is an element of diversification called risk. That word risk, if you are not an entrepreneur with a big heart or a smooth liver, will be very difficult for you to go there. You need to sit and think through. At times also, it's very important to talk to masters of industry. It's very important to talk to captains of industry. You can sit and talk to somebody who had invented a whole wheel. You don't need to reinvent that wheel. And it is more than a university degree. 30 minutes of a captain of any industry that you want to go into is more than a university degree. But you have to humble yourself. You have to humble yourself to learn. But some of us, the young men, we behave like superstars. And we fail and fail and continue failing. There's nothing wrong in failing. When we want to talk about the factors, you realize that diversification, or to diverse, it helps you into new markets. You look at your weakness and partner with somebody with the strength. Knowledge sharing is also very important when you want to diversify. You also gain access to a bigger and wider pocket. When I mean pocket, market area. That is the advantage that you have. That is where your 1 + 1 doesn't become 2. It becomes 3. Because immediately you partner with somebody. We started from diversification. You are moving from something you're doing already to another thing. All this I am saying, never forget that strong word, strategy. So you go into it with a different strategy. But there is a problem in this part of the world, or in our world. Something that we don't really respect, but it tells in every business, which is culture and tradition. Every business must have its own culture. Every business must have its own tradition. And if you move from one business to another business without learning that culture, you might struggle. You walk into McDonald's, we have a culture. And that culture, you must grow into that culture. And we are very patient, but we are strict in our delivery. Quality is our hallmark. So when you move into that kind of culture and you are not disciplined, with time, attitude, it's all come with the same attitude I always talk about. You realize that you will be exposed greatly. So if you want to diverse with a partner who has problem with certain culture and tradition that doesn't gel what you believe in, it's so hard to do with beliefs. You realize that you struggle. But where to make money, you have to be patient. And money making is all about patience. At times, if you don't want to get tall, you can never be planted. And if you want to be a king, you have to serve first. Why do we have to diverse through partnering? Two most important words are: you diverse to compete, or you diverse to thrive. You diverse to compete, that means you're already strong. You're already somewhere, but you have weaknesses. So you have to get into, when you're getting into a competitive market, somebody should have an edge. When you come to my industry, we are very strong on the ground. British Airways or KLM or DHL might be very strong in the air. But when you come to the sub-region, we are very strong on the ground. We understand the terrain. So when you step into McDonald's, if you want to have a project going on here, I'm talking about you diverse and partner, or you diverse through partnering with somebody with a strength to compete. So if you know that, let's say you want to go and partner with somebody or leave what you're doing, you have to look at the person's strength. And it will be a very disadvantage to you to partner with somebody with the same strength. If you are weak in the area, you bring in a partner to complement your weakness. Never look for a partner when you are diversifying with the same strength as you. Today, if British Airways Cargo want to do anything in Africa and pick McDonald's, they can go sleep. Because we understand the terrain. If you tell McDonald's that I have a power grid project going on in Sierra Leone, and I'm bringing 100 vessels, and my project timelines is 1 week. That's all you need to tell us. The next thing we tell you is, just drop the check, and you have all the vessels on time. That is our strength. Your weakness is moving down. Our strength is to deliver. That is what I'm talking about. The second most important one is partner to thrive. A lot of people get that confused. When you know you are collapsing, but you have certain strength, your strength might not give you money. Somebody has that market. You need to partner with the person, partner with the person to thrive. And you have to stay on top. The problem we have is we normally feel this kind of partnership are normally not the best because you're going to lose something, but you rather gain something. That is why 1 + 1 is never 2. 1 + 1 is always 3. I'm being very simple. I think mine.
Yeah. You have a lot of tests that has really been coming in already. More questions are coming.
Okay, let's.
Happens. And they collapse. So failure comes in every form. People fail in diverse way.
Yeah.
In life, they told us that things are just going to be rosy sometimes. That's what we were told. Nobody really taught us how to manage failure. So once you start a business as an entrepreneur, fingers crossed, everything is going to be just smooth. Mm-hmm. But when the difficulties and challenges start coming, people sometimes runs away. So if you have an advice for the young ones listening to you right now, what are some of the few things you want to share with them how to manage failure in business?
When you want to manage failure will always come. I mean, if you don't go through failure, you can never be a successful businessman. I've never seen any billionaire in the world who had never failed before. But it depends on your heart. It depends on your tenacity. What can make you stand shock? It's patience and the vision and the dream that you have. Managing failure, one of the elements is the fighting spirit that you have. And never lie. Be honest with your failure. Whenever you are honest to yourself about your failures, it helps you to manage it better.
Okay.
And you have to be patient with it.
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Yeah. And continuously, don't run from your failure. When you run from your failures, you never grow.
That's right.
So you should have a very strong heart. Yeah. That is why if you want to be an entrepreneur, there's the element, the most biggest word, at the same time the smallest hidden word to become an entrepreneur is risk. With the word risk, get ready to fail.
Right. That's a very powerful one. Very powerful one. Thank you so much. Now, one of the things that you mentioned, you said that don't touch what you cannot handle.
Yeah.
I think it's a very key. So I think one of the things that a first test message that I have over here, the person is actually asking a simple question. And the question is that if I don't touch it, how would I know if I can handle it or I cannot handle it?
You've answered yourself. I mean,
right.
The question answer is immediately you touch. Why do you touch something you're not interested in? Immediately you touch something, that means you are interested in the thing. Okay. You have thought it through. My submission, I told you that be strategic. Why do you go and touch if you cannot, you don't want to? No, you cannot. You can touch, but you might not be able to handle it. Immediately you touch, you see that you are having difficulties in handling. The earlier, the better. You leave it and run away.
All right. Thank you so much. And I think that is actually, that particular message came from Roberto Opon. Thank you so much for your message. The phone lines are activated now, 030-295-9065. Feel free to call. When you call, we will pause and take your call, and you can be very brief because I can see that quite a lot of calls are coming in as I have a lot of messages over here. Doc, somebody is very interested in your story you shared. When a man approached you with two of his sons who are lawyers, what actually happened? So that was the end, right? People really want to know. And this message comes from Daniel from 37. You want to find out, so what actually happened then?
I walk away. It was an interesting meeting for me anyway. And I can tell you that at that moment, I just walk away from a $5 million investment.
Wow. Wow.
During the meeting, when I saw the way the meeting was going, I wasn't arrogant though, but I had
thick skin.
Thick skin, yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So all I told them, I said, I respect you, I respect your children, but this cannot take us anywhere. I'm sorry. I don't want to be part of this business anymore.
Wow.
Your family can take over the business.
Wow.
And I started all over again.
Wow. So sometimes somebody comes into your way as an obstruction. Trust me, it could be a stepping stone for you, especially if you believe in the Creator, the mighty God. Doc, he goes on to ask another question as a follow-up, and he says that since then, have you tried another partner? And has it been successful?
I've tried many things. I mean, I'm very strict with my partnership deals because it had to be back to back. I've tried many partnership deals. Right now, Magdan is, I've got many offers. International companies want to buy into the company with over $60 to $100 million. So, but I haven't gotten to a level where I think I can put it on the plate. I can build it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But you build a business to bring in partners with different strength. You cannot hang. If you want your business to be very successful, to reach or to have the international flavor, or to transcend to your children and to your children's children and your children's children's children.
Wow.
The best thing to do is to bring in partnership.
Wow.
If you hang on your business alone, it will collapse. There's no need.
Especially during these times.
At these times, I mean, partnership is always the best.
Doc, I'm going to cut you and I'll come back to you, but there's a caller on the line. Hello, good evening. Where are you calling from and your name, please?
Good evening. I'm calling from Kasua.
Kasua, right?
Yes, sir.
Your name is?
Francis Kwame.
Okay then, Kwame, go ahead.
I appreciate the topic very much. So what I would say is just bye-bye.
Kwame, have you finished your point? Okay, I think we quite didn't hear Kwame. Roberto still continued. Doc, and I think I would let you take us on to that. He said that is it good for you to think about partnership when you have fresh ideas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, you might think the idea you have is the best, but there is no idea that you conceive that 10 people had not conceived the same idea.
Wow. Wonderful.
Always, whatever idea you think you have, over 10 people have conceived even better than what you have considered. So it's always better to, in this world we have three types of people. Mm-hmm. The first type of people are those who have ideas, but they cannot execute. We have the second type of people who don't have any idea, but if you place your idea, you see what is called execution. We have the third type of people who are only 2% in the whole world. They can see it, conceive the idea, move the idea, and execute it.
Execute it. Doc, let me hold you on again. Please, can I hear your name and where you're calling from, please?
Nana Enchi, I'm calling from Kumasi.
Nana, go ahead with your question.
Good. Yes, I'm into a business.
Yeah.
Now, the business, just a sole proprietorship, and I could see that I'm now in organic zone. But the challenges ahead, I can't predict what is coming out.
That's right.
Would be more convenient for me to enter into a partnership.
Okay, Nana, your question, where you're taking? Okay.
Why don't you don't need to know what is coming next? It's not necessary. Just be optimistic. You go back to the same word I use, strategy. Don't rush into partnership. The fact that you are confused, you have a confused partners because you don't have a strategy. If you rush into partnership, you have a problem with the partner because you yourself, you are confused. So you have to be very careful, strategic. Sit down and strategize yourself. And because you see, you started the business, you have the vision of the business.
Master plan.
You have the master plan. The fact that you said you are at the organic stage, you are not lost yet. So take your time. Don't be lazy. I mean, think through your business. And if you sleep 8 hours, start sleeping 4 hours. Okay. You'll find a solution.
Wow, interesting. Do we have somebody, a caller online?
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Your name and then if you can go ahead with your question.
Okay, this is Atamble.
Okay.
And I'm calling from Kumasi.
All right.
And to be sincere, it is rare to get people to share this rich experience with bad entrepreneurs like us. So I want to thank Magdan for such an insightful discussion.
Thank you.
And we hope we get this type of training or education all the time so that we can also come up with better ideas and manage our business well.
Thank you so much. We're grateful. There's another caller. Your name and if you can go straight with your question.
Yes. Yeah, please. My name is Redu. I'm calling from Dansomine.
Okay, Redu, go ahead.
Yeah, please. Thank you very much for bringing such a program to our doorsteps. Please, actually, the man was making a contribution that he had a business which he employs some people, but I also encountered the same problem.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a construction man. I had a job. Okay, I invited a church member to come and help me.
Okay.
At the end of the day,
it didn't go as you wanted it, right?
Yes, at the end of the day, stopped the work.
Okay.
And I lost the job.
All right.
But I decided that no, for the job to go to the third person, it is better for him to continue to work.
Okay.
So I picked from the job.
Right.
This is my third encounter that I've encountered in such a how to call it such a thing.
Okay.
So we must learn from our failure.
That's right.
So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your input. We are so very grateful. Okay, Mr. Producer, I think this does it for the course, right? Can we really now talk? Okay, Doug. Let me turn to you. You know, the questions that are coming are plenty here. I think one of them, do you have any association or relationship with Forex? Is it one of your partners or something?
Forex, no.
Forex, nothing at all. So, okay. No. You know, I think this one is from Desmond Nana Bentum from Takrady. Desmond, so Doc have answered that question. Doc, another question that is coming, and I believe that the majority of the young people out there are saying it. How easy would it be for people to sit under your feet and get this advice from you? Now, before you answer that, I know you're doing big things, you know, and within Ghana, you're doing great things and get this entrepreneurship and skilling them through. Is it possible one day you wake up and say, look, based on what you said before. You said when you become billionaire, you want to see millionaires around you.
Yeah.
You know, so is it something that you are considering that you have a targeted one, especially for young people, like these young Adventists that you want to groom and probably make them millionaires?
Well, I've started making millionaires already.
Okay.
I mean, some of the young entrepreneurs that we're working together,
Yeah.
some of them, their businesses are doing so well. We see $1 million as a big thing, but it's actually not any big thing, depending on how you see your business.
That's right.
It's all about your dedication, your attitude, the consistency. When you are ready, you learn. Those young men out there, the McDonald Entrepreneur Challenge Season 2 will soon start.
Okay.
We'll soon close the applications. Already over 15,000 applicants
Have applied.
have applied to be part of the season.
That's tough.
Season 2.
That's tough.
Yeah. So we don't only the interesting part of the challenge is the mentoring part.
That's right.
We mentor. What the season 1, what I learned was that what I saw, most of the youth, they don't need money.
Yeah.
Most of them
Coaching
need
and mentoring.
coaching and mentoring.
That's right.
That is the most important thing. And
But that's difficult for them to also get. Who do you sit under his or her feet to be able to help you so that you don't actually fall where they have fallen before? That is where the challenge comes. You know, getting individuals to identify to be there for you is tough.
well, our young of today are too busy.
The young ones themselves.
They are too busy. They are too busy. And they don't read much.
Okay.
They don't research much. They don't have patience. And they want to be rich as at yesterday. So you realize that they waste 10, 15, 20 years of their lives jumping from one place to another out of impatience. So, I mean, consistency, as I'm saying, is the key. When you join the McDonald Entrepreneur Challenge, you still have it for free.
Right. Our friend from Mckorley from Takwa, he would like to know, would you have to see the entire steps before you start making a move? And that is risk taking. Do you have to really get every green light before you know I can do the work? Or when you take the risk, you take it and issue comes to do with it?
When you see all the green light, then there is no risk.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you want to see the green light, then you're not ready.
That's right.
Take a step.
All your messages are here, quite a number of them. And I think I will just take a few of them so as I sum up exactly what these young people want to know. Doc, one of the concerns also is that at what point will somebody need a partner? In your business?
In your business, you have to look at the environment. The first thing you look at is the environment and the opportunities available with a partner coming on board. At times, you might not be ready for partnership, but the deal will be so sweet, juicy that you cannot let it go.
That's right.
So you cannot tell at what point, but just open yourself up to opportunity.
And they also want to know, is it okay for you to walk away from partnership, or once you actually contract into a partnership, that's the end of it?
No. You can always walk away. You can always walk away. At times, even if you walk away looking at the circumstance, at times it's good. At times also you have to fight on.
Yeah. Okay. Doc, I think one of also major concern for young people out there, and I think this is critical. In difficult times like this, what advice would you give in terms of how to look at multiple streams of income rather than putting all your eggs in one basket? You know, so what are some of the ways? What do we do? So, you know, your work is your work. 9 to 5, you get paid at the end of the month. Okay, so that is the only income that you got. When it comes to wealth creation, we talk about this. We say it's a multiple port approach. different pots, different source of income. So at least when one is not there, how had that helped you? So if you can use your personal advice to share with us.
I remember I was working for somebody, but I never used the person's time to make money.
That's right.
There's no blessing in using your boss's time to make money.
But that's stealing.
I don't advise that.
That's right.
Look at yourself. When I was working for somebody, I was a pupil teacher.
Okay.
I used my private hours to teach. I get some income. I use my weekends I travel to Techiman to buy ordinary maize, bring it to Accra. Immediately the maize get to Accra, it's 4 times the price. Monday, I was always the first to get to the office. I did a couple of things, some buying and selling here and there. Anywhere you make some small money, don't give it a chance. And also, you have to be careful trying to invest into area that will not give you any income.
Okay.
As I keep advising young people, never take a loan to rent a house.
Okay.
Never take a loan to build a house that you will live in.
Okay, not to build a house.
Yes.
That you will live in. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Use your profits to build
a house.
To build a house.
That's a very good advice.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. People out there, I think today we've been so blessed. But I want you to I want to also say something. I think people will be watching you at the Youth Summit that is coming on Zoom. So you'll be making a presentation on that one, the conference one. So it is something that they're looking forward. And I think that is when you speak about more opportunities. Yeah. I think people really want to join and see the opportunity they could go into as young people.
Yeah. I'm ready. Anything that I have to give back to the youth of today, I'm ready to do it for free. Because
we're more than happy.
At the end of the day, it's not how much money I have made, it's not how much businesses I've been able to build, but it's how many lives I've been able to touch. It doesn't mean I have too much, but that gives me a lot of fulfillment.
When you help.
When I touch lives. See, it's not about me, it's about the impact. So many times, many things I do, I don't want to even show my presence or my face, but I look at the impact that it brings to people, a community. I'm here to serve God, country, and man.
I like that. And people who are generous, they hardly lack. So I think that is actually what is happening, and the business will come. So in terms when you are losing a lot, even in this COVID time, I believe that you'll be making it up from other areas as well.
Surely.
That's very wonderful advice. We just have to put ourselves together, and I believe you have to be one of the chief mentors. So when 15,000 people have already applied, and we will not, the young people might not be able to get through. One of these days, we have to get you to sit in as they also present the ideas. And you can compare their ideas to the bigger platforms' ideas.
I'm ready.
And if something flies over here, then you can pick up and say, look, I'm mentoring you personally, and I'm going to really transform that. And if you can create about 5 people who will become millionaires, trust me, we will thank you. And a lot of poverty will also be, gone down, and it will be very easy.
It's easy, yeah.
I'll take your final comment for us to wrap up. But before you give us your last words, let me just read this message. Do you have a business or services that you want to promote? Hope Channel Ghana is offering you a promotional packages for your companies or institutions. It's a time for you to call a shot. A small scale businesses, you can call Hope Channel on a hotline 030-2959-065. Or you can actually send a text message to them or WhatsApp, which is 055-968-0066. They will be waiting for your call or your text message. If you want to promote your business, if you want people to hear about you, that is all it takes for transformation to happen, especially in these difficult times. Don't forget that. Doc, let me come to you.
Yes, sir.
Your final words to the young people as they achieve discipline.
Well, what I'll leave to the young people tonight is see yourself as a gorilla and move with the gorillas. Immediately you see yourself, feel within you like that you are a gorilla, your whole mentality will change. Never say no, never say I can't, never say it is impossible. Just keep on fighting on, and you will be very successful. But number one, check your attitude. Attitude is everything. Thank you.
Powerful. Thank you so much. People out there, we've all learned together. But remember, for your absence to be remembered, your presence must be impactful. The moment you get to share, today you have listened. You're going to share with somebody else. Don't keep it all by yourself. But remember, the day will come when it will be the past of remembrance. Yeah. Ask yourself, how would I like to be remembered? What legacy am I leaving behind? With the little that I'm even doing today, who do I want to reach and make the person better than myself? When we go back onto the scripture, it started with Barnabas and Paul, but it wasn't too long. It became Paul and Barnabas. Good leaders train people to be like them. But greatest leaders are the ones who train people to supersede them. Remember, in your business, there will be challenges. But just as our big man have shared with us today, remember, when you are even down, don't stay there. Rise up, get a strength, and you are not alone. God is with you. Have a good evening, and thank you for allowing us into your houses today. Thank you very much.